Okay, this is video number 3 in my Rootless Voicings series, and we're still looking at these two shapes. Shape 1, you can do it like that. Shape 1, that's a G 7th, or it could be a D flat altered. And shape 2, which is simply the inversion. Now, we're going to look at some of the other usages of these chords. And the first one I'm going to tackle here is a minor 6/9 chord. So you see, it's a perfect minor. There's your minor 6/9, and of course it does not have the root. So if I'm playing like, the 5 chord to the 1 chord in a minor key, say A. All right, there's shape 2, and I've got the 3rd and the 7th. I've got a sharp 9 and a flat 13, so this is an altered dominant. Right? And I'm going to just move it here to D minor. I'm going A, dominant, and moving to this one, D minor 6/9. Okay. Now this is so useful because, if you're playing a bass line, these are great voicings to use as long as you're playing the root with the left hand, at least, on the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like that, Bass players should play the root usually on the first beat of the measure, if it's a new chord change. But they're also great for improvising, right? Because by playing these notes, all right, I'm just playing the notes of the chord here. We're getting all the cool notes of the chord. We're not like going, just an A dominant triad here, or a 7th chord. Those notes are fine, but the cool notes come when you get to the 9th or flat 9. That's a 3rd, but sharp 9, flat 13. So, we get a lot of those cool notes. So great to use them for improvisation. Even the 3-note versions. Yeah, you get some nice lines there. And, just as another little sideline here, it's not an official shape, but if you go to a minor 7 flat 5 chord, like G minor 7 flat 5, that's also an A altered dominant. It's a little easier to play in some positions, and you could use those notes. All right, so that's the function of using it as a minor 6/9 chord. Now, you can use shape 2 as a minor 6/9. I'll do the exact same thing here. I'll start with a altered, right? A 7th altered. And go right to that D minor. Now, I could use the one I used a minute ago, A altered here, and move it that way. It's a little bit bigger of a jump. Not really. It's almost the same jump, so. Did it in C. That was a G altered to C minor 6/9. Let's try it in maybe an F. All right, there I started with shape 1, altered dominant, right? 3rd, 7th, flat 13, sharp 9. And there it is. What is that? The 6th, the 9, and then the 3rd and the root. All right, so how to practice it now in this new setting? Use shape 1, go around the cycle. You're looking for the 3rd on the bottom, so pretty easy to find. Once you're familiar with the shape too, you only have to find one of the notes that's correct. Maybe I'm looking for the 9th or something. So, oh yeah, I know the shape. And then here. Oh, went the wrong way. What's after B flat? It is. I don't know. I'm lost. All right, there it is. All right. Looking for the 9 on top. Looking for the 9 on top again. Yeah. Or I could be, thinking about the 3rd on the bottom. There there's the third. Shape 2, same kind of thing. I'll start with D minor here. There's the diagram up there. There it is, D minor. All right, and what am I looking for? The 5th on top here, or the 6th? We can call it, it's not a 13 now because there's no 7. If there's a 7, but this is a 6. I can look for it that way. G, all right, look for the 6th there. C, look for the 6th. Okay, F. Let me think about looking for the 5th on top instead. It's just a different way of thinking of it. 5th on top. 5th on top. And, if you've already practiced it as, say, an E-flat unaltered dominant, you're familiar with this shape, right? There's only 12 of these and 12 of these. And some of them feel exactly the same. So, I mean, you do get used to them pretty quickly. And then, use them in your improvisation. Let's do one in F. How about one in G? No, I'm up pretty high here, so I could take this one instead. And then move it up here to G. Could I do it like that? I could, but a smoother way would be down to that one. It's a little closer, you see. Okay, there's more to this rootless voicing than just these couple of shapes, and the next video, the subject will be how to use, once again, either the shape 1 or shape 2 as a minor 7 flat 5 chord. And that means we can do a 2-5-1 in a minor key using nothing but these two shapes, or even just one shape if we wanted to. A quick preview: E minor, 7 flat 5, A, altered dominant, and D, minor 6-9. Again, and just using the same shape here, just the first shape. And if I use the second shape on one of those chords, it'll make it smoother. See you on the next video.